DaveMadMax 6 back at the Mecca with my good friend Hide.
Hey.
Good to have you back, man. So,
I'm back.
That's right, you're back. Tell me, 2016 Mr. Olympia, Kevin Levrone is returning. What do you think of that, man?
Well, all of us, big fan of Kevin. We watch him posing, in a video back then. We started, when we started out, he was already a legend. And now he's coming back, 50 years old.
I heard 51, but
51 years old. And I hope, he's gonna bring it. I'm kind of just spectator because I'm going to the 212.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. But I'm sure all these top guys don't let him win, so easy. So watch, I just excited to watch.
Thanks, Hide. I wanted to continue this compilation that I have about Kevin Levrone's return to the 2016 Mr. Olympia. So, Chris, I really want to get your take on this. Tell me how you feel about that news, man.
I think it's great that somebody at 51 comes back and can do the Olympia and is in that kind of shape. That it shows that he's maintained a healthy lifestyle, that his career has been very well managed. To be able to see that, because you see a lot of guys, they just can't handle it at that age, and some guys do. I mean, when we put in perspective, Ronnie Coleman's 52. He's just a year older.
Wow.
So you see a big difference in how he has managed his health throughout this. So it's great to see, and it's a great example of what people can do.
Yeah.
It shows you can change your life, and if he can get on the Olympia stage at 51, really, I can't see any excuse why someone couldn't be fit. I'm excited about it because this kind of thing always energizes the industry. He's the talk of the industry right now, and it's not just hype. Like, he looks legit, and he's going to come out and be very well respected when he comes on that stage at the Olympia this year. And I hope maybe he makes his way to the Frigno stage as well.
I was going to say, I mean, you see it as a fan's perspective, but also as a promoter. How does that make you feel as a promoter to see that?
I think it awakens the sport, and sometimes in our sport we see the same thing over and over again. I think with the Olympia, it's been it's been the Kai Phil thing, or the no Kai, like that's not such a positive story,
right?
And especially Kai not going this year wasn't such a positive story. So seeing this is more inspirational.
Yes.
And I think it gets us all energized. We all prefer that positive message that he's bringing this year. So I'm really glad to see it.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris.
You got it, man.
I got my good friend Pedro Barron. Pedro, tell me what you think about Kevin Levrone coming back to the 2016 Olympia, man.
Well, David, this is a very, very exciting news. Personally, I'm very excited because I'm 41, so he makes me feel like a baby. And besides that, he's a legend. When I started lifting in 1992, he was second at the Olympia, so he was on top.
That was his first year as a pro.
Wow, yeah. So I have always admired him, and I'm very excited about that. And let's see the package he brings in. Yeah, and I want to wish him the best of luck in the Olympia. And
you'll be there to see it, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we have to be there. Yeah, everybody's going to be there.
Thank you so much, Pedro.
Thank you, David.
Okay, Biggie. So I'm doing my part 2 on the return of Kevin Levrone for the 2016 Olympia, and you're in it. So give me your 2 minutes, buddy.
Okay, well, here's how I feel about it. First of all, I think it's very, very exciting. I'm a big fan of Kevin, always have been.
Yes.
I think he definitely could have. He's a couple times where he could have maybe won the Mr. Olympia.
For sure.
And definitely one of the best physiques of all time, in my opinion. I loved Kevin was kind of a chameleon. He was able to come in. Some shows he was just super, super shredded, but he was on a lighter body weight. Some shows he was huge and full, but he looked great both ways. As far as coming back, I kind of feel like it's kind of a tough position because number one, he's coming back so fast. He's not really giving himself an off season, so I wonder if he has enough time to come back fully. I don't think he's going to have enough time to come back to the full Kevin Levrone that we're used to seeing. But let's just say that he does. Let's say he came back to the full Kevin Levrone that he wasn't the best in the past. How high would that place him with the guys like you have today with Phil and Rami and Sean and all those guys and Dexter? I see the best that he could possibly do would be, I would love, and I think it would be a victory for him to come somewhere between 8 and 6. But in my opinion, what I think is going to happen. I'm going to actually give a prediction. Not everybody wants to give predictions. And I'm a fan, and listen, if
You're courageous.
if he came in the top 5, I'd be happy for him. But I just think that he's coming back a little too fast. I think he's needing a little bit more time. He's older now. He hasn't trained for a very, very long time.
Right.
It's been 13 years or so since he's been on stage. I think it would have been better for him to do an entire off season and then come back in 2017. So I think he's coming back a little too early. But as far as him coming back, it's exciting for the sport. It's exciting for the Olympia, and I, for one, can't wait to see him on stage.
Thanks, Biggie. All right, Bojana is going to give us her take on the Kevin Levrone returns to the Olympia.
I think that's really great news, and that this industry needs something like that. That's a great example, actually, that age doesn't mean anything in this sport. With age, we only can get better and better if we are actually following the right rules and examples in our life and career. We can compete in 50s and 60s.
Is that what you're going to do?
Oh, absolutely.
So you got another 20 years then?
Have plenty of time.
That's a lot of shows for you because she's doing like 4 or 5 shows a year, so that's a lot of shows for you.
Yeah, I was competing way more before. Now I'm doing 5 shows per year.
This girl.
So I kind of feel like a little sometimes bored.
Really?
Like, what I'm gonna do between shows.
Yeah.
But I realized that actually that rest is same important like as a training and competition. So I first time took a longer break between shows. That was before Arnold Australia, and first time I saw the great results from that.
So you're becoming a little smarter about your
Yes.
competition.
Yes, I'm older, so
You have to become smarter.
I should be a little smarter.
Thank you, Bo.
You're welcome.
All right, you guys, and we have my good friend Danny getting ready for his next show. All right. He's going to tell us what his thoughts are on Kevin coming back to the 2016 Olympia. What do you think, Danny?
Boy, Kevin's been at it probably a little longer than I have. I remember there's a show on American Muscle Magazine on ESPN2 back in like 91, and we were both on it doing some training workouts. I think he had just won the Nationals or something like that.
Right.
And I just did the USAs and I placed 3rd. And I remember he was one of the first like big guys I actually got to like train with. I was just a lightweight, you know. I was trying to break through the pro ranks. Thank God I never did. There's no way I could go against those monsters. But he was the first guy to tell me I need to start lifting a little heavier. You know, stop looking so pretty and lift a little heavier. That's what he told me. But I ran into Kevin probably about 8 months ago, if that, maybe a year ago now. I was out in Maryland looking at some manufacturers for some supplements and stuff, and he was doing the same. You know, it was before he launched a supplement line.
Yeah.
And we went out and had dinner at a hotel out there, and it was cool. You know, he had put a little size on. And Kevin's been talking about coming back for a while.
I know.
I've seen him like kind of out of shape and kind of thin, and I was a little disappointed because I don't like seeing athletes that were at such status, at such a level. At least when you're a normal civilian, you got to stay at least in shape.
Right.
You know what I mean, I don't respect that, and I'm glad to see when I saw him over there in Maryland. We had dinner. He looked good. He looked like an athlete.
Yeah.
You know, and I could tell he still had really good genetics. And he looked real happy, you know, like he took time off, did whatever he wanted to do, got out of his system. I have a feeling Kevin's going to kill it, man. He's got those genetics. Genetics, I mean.
Wow.
Genetics goes a long way. You put a little hard working behind it.
Yeah.
You didn't burn out your system. Because I still think he still had a few more years left as far as performance-wise, you know, before he retired. But it's probably a good thing that he didn't keep going until he really got beat. You know, I think that's the mistake a lot of these guys make. And
so you think the break was good for him?
I think it was good for him mentally and physically.
Okay.
You know, because I think Kevin's like, can't be much older than me, if not the same age.
Because some people say the opposite. Some people think, well, it was a mistake to stop for 10 years. You think it's actually a benefit.
He knows his body.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know my body.
Yeah.
I took quite a time off as far as competing. I mean, I was a lot thinner, but at least I was still active. I was still athletic. So I don't know what his exercise regimen was off season. I'm sure he trained some.
Yeah.
Because that's really the most important thing. I think it's just keeping the tendons and ligaments pliable.
Yeah.
So when you do put on the mask, they're not stiff and brittle.
Right.
You're just sitting around all the time. Because then you're going to tear something.
Right.
You're going to get injured.
Right.
But I'm sure he knows his body. I mean, look at Dexter. Come on.
I know.
Everybody says, "Oh man, how are you still doing this age?" I'm like,
Do you think
don't
that has
even
something to
know.
do that Dexter does so well at his age that Kevin wants to come back a little bit?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I just think, you know, he'll definitely bring a nice presentation. I mean,
He's all about posing. He's just like you,
definitely.
man. He's a classic poser, that guy.
I mean, there's just so many reasons to see him on stage.
Beautiful.
He doesn't even have to be as big. I mean, he's already a monster.
I know.
You know what I mean? So he comes in condition. I
Yeah.
see him come condition, balanced, and just his presentation is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I know those shoulders are going to be there for sure. If
It's
everything
gonna
else
be
fails, his
it's
shoulders
gonna
will
be a
still
great
there.
Olympia, man. With you there, Stan, Kevin, man. I can't wait for September.
I'm just waiting, and then you know Richard Jones reached out to me, and he's going to be doing the classic.
Oh, are you kidding?
I did. I tried to convince him to just wait and watch it this year, maybe do it next year, so I have a chance at the Olympia. So me and Stan have a chance.
That's
But
awesome.
he was serious about it, you know.
Wow. Tell him I want to do some videos. Richard,
Yeah,
if you're watching
definitely.
this, all right. All right, thank you, Danny.
Yeah.